Alright, so I'm bringing you guys my Modern Warfare Remastered first impressions video. It's kind of weird to do a first impressions video for a game that came out 9 years ago, and for a game that everyone's already played so much of, so I'm not really gonna review this game and give you first impressions as if it's a new game that we've never played before. I'm not gonna sit here and list off all the problems and the positives and stuff like that, because I don't want them to fix this game. I don't want them to touch it. I don't want them to do anything to the game. Just leave it alone. Leave it as a remaster. There's no reason to mess with stuff. But at the same time, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to pretend that COD 4 is perfect. There are a few things wrong with the game, but we already kind of know what they all are. Last Stand, Frag Times 3, Martyrdom, stuff like that. We know what's wrong with the game, but I don't want them to change those things. They aren't big enough to the point where I feel like they need to be changed. Before playing this game, I already knew all of those things were going to be in the game, and I'm totally okay with that. So that being said, I will say that if they were to ever remaster MW2, I think they need to fix One Man Army, because that's just way too big of an issue. Honestly, if you ask me, I would say One Man Army is the most overpowered thing in Call of Duty history, so I think something like that needs to be fixed. But other than that, I think they could leave MW2 the exact same. I'm not worried about like Commando and all that type of stuff. Just leave it in the game. It needs to feel like the original, but something major like One Man Army, that's gotta go, you know what I mean? So anyways, back on topic. For this video, for my first impressions of the game, I'm gonna more so just compare it to the original game, and I think that's how we should look at this game. So I'm just gonna go through all the major categories and key parts of the game and kind of discuss each thing. But first of all, let me just give you my overall thoughts for the game. It's fucking amazing, man. It's exactly what we asked for. It feels exactly like the original. It plays exactly like the original. They added in a few very, very minor things that I think enhance the game as well, and I'm enjoying the game a lot. I could definitely see myself playing this game for the entire year. So as far as each specific thing, let's start with the guns. The way they feel is perfect. I know apparently the sounds aren't perfect, and there are people still complaining about the sounds, but honestly, I don't really care about something like that. If it doesn't really affect the gameplay, then I'm not worried about it. So I'm totally fine with how they did the weapons, as long as they kill the same way, they recoil, time to kill, all that type of stuff is the same. That's all I'm worried about. But at the same time, we do got people complaining. I've seen a lot of people complaining that like, oh, the M16 is overpowered or something like that. I'm like, hold on, man. Like, how old are you? You gotta be like 13 years old, because welcome to fucking COD 4. Yes, the M16 is overpowered and it's really fucking good. That's why we like it. That's COD 4. We can't change that. So don't come over here with your, oh, nerf this. Oh, they need to patch this. No, do not touch this fucking game. If you have a problem, go play Infinite Warfare, alright? They made that game just for you. So don't bring that dumb shit over to COD 4. We're gonna leave this game alone, and everyone is gonna enjoy it the way that it's supposed to be played. Now that being said, next I want to talk about the maps. The maps are all exactly the same. They do look much better, but they play the exact same way, which is what is important, which is what I'm looking for. I am curious on when we're gonna get the additional 6 maps, because they said before December 31st, or I think they said by December 31st, so I'm hoping that they don't wait until the very last day to release the maps. Maybe we can get them early December, something like that. I think they did a good job remastering all the maps. I think they're going to do a good job with the remaining 6 maps. I guess we're just going to wait and see, and whenever we get them, that's cool, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting those. Next, we have the game modes. They did add a halftime to domination, which I don't think was in the original game. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't, which I don't mind at all. I don't think it makes too much of a difference, but I've mainly been playing domination, TDM, and headquarters, and I've been enjoying those 3 game modes. I wouldn't mind if they maybe increased the TDM limit to 100 like they've been doing in the recent CODs. I wouldn't mind that. That would be cool. But other than that, I don't think there's really any changes that they need to do to the game modes. I've been trying to play shipment as much as possible, because that is a good way to rank up fast, because you get so many kills and so much XP, and just like so many engagements really, that you have a good opportunity to get a lot of XP. So I hope they end up doing like a shipment 24/7 playlist, which seems pretty likely. I know they did a terminal 24/7 for Infinite Warfare. We always get Nuketown 24/7. So I think it only makes sense that we'll get a shipment 24/7 playlist. So I'll be looking forward to that. Maybe like the first double XP weekend or something like that, we'll get a shipment 24/7. That should be cool. And finally, I want to discuss discuss the matchmaking. So far, I haven't had any problems with it. I think it's all played on dedicated servers because I'm like level 25 or so, and I've played a bunch of games and I haven't had any like host drop or anything like that. All the games have ran smoothly, so I'm pretty sure every single game you play is on a dedicated server. Or maybe I just got lucky because I haven't seen a host migration or a game just drop yet. So I don't know, but I think that's how it is. But I was pretty surprised that there were no server issues with the game. Usually with all new games, they have problems, right? Usually on the first day, the servers don't work very well. It's hard to invite people. It's hard to find games and all that sort of stuff. You always have those problems. I mean, we had them with the beta, and I was actually impressed that those weren't any issues in the actual game. I played Infinite Warfare, like 2 games as well when it came out. I didn't have any problems with that either, so maybe they fixed their servers for both games, for both releases, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I can't speak for Infinite Warfare too much because I only played like 2 games of Hardpoint and I got back on COD 4, but just from what I experienced, there wasn't any problems with that game either. A much smoother release than we had with the beta, which was just a complete failure. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as specific categories of things I wanted to review. There's not really much to say about like the perks or equipment and stuff like that. We already know what it is. I'm not here to talk about the actual game as much because, like I said, the game is fucking 9 years old. We already know what's going on with the game. I'm not here trying to change the actual core game. I'm just talking about how good of a job they did remastering it, and as far as I'm concerned, it was pretty much perfect. The only other remastered game that I've played that I could compare this to is Halo with the Master Chief Collection, and I remember when that game came out, we couldn't even like play it at all for almost a month or so. The servers were so fucked up that you couldn't even find a game. You'd sit there searching for a game for like an hour and you couldn't find one. It was pretty crazy. It was probably the worst release for a game I've ever experienced. And I'm not exaggerating when I say a month. Anyone who played Halo Master Chief Collection, you can confirm it was messed up for weeks. I'm pretty sure it was messed up for maybe more than a month. So compared to that, the release of COD 4 was amazing, but gameplay wise, I will say Master Chief is also amazing. It feels just like the original Halo, so I don't know, maybe I'm giving Raven too much credit here for this remaster. Maybe it's really not that hard to remaster a game because both remastered games that I've played both felt amazing just like the original and stuff like that. So I don't know, but I just think they did a really good job with this game. So I guess, I don't know, my final thoughts on everything. If you are one of the people who is waiting until they release the game separately to get COD 4, I get where you're coming from, but here's the thing. I don't know if they're even ever gonna do that. It seems like they would do it eventually, but I don't think it'll be until next year at the earliest, so who knows how long you're gonna have to wait to do that. So I'll just say this, if you have played COD 4 before and you know that you like the game, I do think it's worth it. I think it's worth the $80 if you know that you enjoy COD 4. Whether that's fair or not, probably not, but is it worth it? Yes, I do think so, because if you like COD 4, you will like this game. If you have never played COD 4 before, then I don't know, maybe not. You'll probably like COD 4. I feel like everyone who plays COD 4 likes it, but there's no guarantee. It's probably better than any Call of Duty we've had since Black Ops 2. Actually, not probably. It is better than any COD we've had since BO2. That's not even a debate. So I don't know, man. You'd have to make that decision for yourself if you think it's worth it. But if you want my opinion as a veteran Call of Duty athlete, I think it's worth it. So you decide what you want to do. But for me personally, this game is 100% worth the money. I'm probably not even going to play Infinite Warfare. I said I was going to give it a second chance, but it probably won't be a while till I touch that game. I'd rather play COD 4. I have no reason to get on Infinite Warfare. So anyways, final thoughts. I honestly think they did a perfect job of keeping this game just like the original, yet they still added in minor changes like the new camos, and you get XP a little bit differently, but very, very minor things like that they changed that don't affect the game, that actually make the gameplay better. So I think this was about as good of a job as you could have done with the game. So that's pretty much it. So thank you guys all for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're not already, follow me on Twitter, links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.